Like I said, everything should have a time and a place in which you start actually doing your money. Now, if you don't have right now, you're still worrying about to pay your rent next weekend or next month. I think we shouldn't be, playing with money in different ways that we don't know. Hello again, welcome to Imparables. This is your episode number 2 of your podcast. We're here to show you every single week tips and ideas that can make you better in your career, to grow and to go forward in all aspects of your life. So today we have here Shade. It's right here. You cannot see her right now because she's off the camera. But we'll be talking about something really important, that is financial freedom and financial education. So Shade, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing awesome.
Awesome. So Today we're going to get into it, and we're going to start talking about how financial education can lead you to financial freedom. So first question I have is, what worked for you in order for you to gain financial literacy, to learn how to better work with your money and to save money? Like, what worked for you?
What worked for me, first of all, was saving. But it was a saving in different contexts that everybody thought that, you guys use money and you put a little bit on your bank account and on your savings account. So pretty much what I used to do, because a long time ago I hear someone saying you have to storage money, not to save money. So that concept is still in my mind. So what I started doing is, if I make $1,000, right, or make $2,000, I leave with a third of that. The other third, I save it for paying taxes, and the other third, I actually storage. So the problem most people has with their finances is if they make more money, they spend more money. So if you can get an idea, or you can get a place in which you actually can start living with the same amount of money, even though you grow your income and you start making more money, I think it's a great way to start saving. It's a great way to start really enjoying your capital, so you can actually invest it in something else.
Do you have one source of income, or do you believe people should have multiple sources of income when it comes to gaining money? That
is a great question. I think people had it wrong what the multiple source of income are. I believe that you cannot have another source of income until your first source of income, your first way of getting money to you, is not dependable of itself. So when, for example, you start your business, or you start having your sales career, and you try to sell one thing, and then you're trying to sell something else, and then you try something else, I think the put of energy in many different spots actually makes your intention and your wanted to go forward going to different directions instead to going to one. So I really think that when your first source of income starts being dependable of itself, what I mean is you don't have to be there in order actually to still moving and still generating more income. I think that's the time when you should say, okay, let's get something else. Let's start doing more of a little different than I'm doing right now. And that should be actually, if you can make a business into your business, actually that's even better, because you are actually trying to put more income in what already is part of the revenue that you're coming.
Gotcha. Do you believe that you have to have a degree to make a lot of money?
Absolutely no. I think that our educational system has trick us a little bit to believe that you have to be engineer or doctor or lawyer to actually be able to grow in the career. But I have my two kids are amazing. They're wonderful. My daughter is a wonderful artist, and technically the way that we are raising our kids in our society of education doesn't raise her to actually she be able to develop those skills and abilities. So I don't think a degree or a college education is completely, absolutely necessary to actually become wealthy or have abundance of money, but I do believe that people should do what they love to do and to learn how to commercialize that.
Why do you think it's important to have financial freedom and education in order to run a successful business?
Well, money is you need money, right? You need capital to actually be able to be in the business. You need money to actually be able to invest in your business and keep going. I don't believe the business is a stable business. I believe or business are going up or business are going down. I don't believe in business is actually a stable place. And I think when you have your money story right, when you understand that money is really important, but not as important as other values, you actually can run a successful business.
Gotcha. And do you invest in like other sources of revenue, like stocks or anything like that?
I do. I believe for every time, it's a place and a time for everything. I didn't start right in the beginning. I do. Besides do teaching, besides I do in sales, I do other source of income. Different, call it the stock market, call it real estate, call it other kind of ways that I can bring money into my pipeline and keep reinvesting it. But I think, like I said, everything should have a time and a place in which you start actually doing your money. Now, if you don't have right now, you're still worrying about to pay your rent next weekend or next month. I think we shouldn't be, playing with money in different ways that we don't know.
Gotcha. And then specifically for the Latino community, why is it important for them to have financial education for that to be able to lead them to financial freedom?
That is a great question, because I believe that as a Latin community, we don't have any education whatsoever how to actually grow a business, how to spend a business, how to use your money actually to go forward. I think it's super important. We have that belief of our predecessors, right? Our parents, our teachers, or what we hear in school that many times we don't even understand. I don't think we have enough information to actually make correct or adequate decisions when the investment comes or when the opportunity is here. So I think know what we have learned from our parents always is the right way to actually make decisions, so actually commit to something. So that was it. Sharon, thank you very much for your questions. That was amazing. I hope everybody over there like what we're doing here. The most important is please subscribe, put your thumbs up, share the information is completely valuable to you, and see you in our next episode of Imparables.